Reiki 2, Lesson 13. Examples of sending distant Reiki healing. As we know from our study of first degree Reiki, when we think about using Reiki on ourselves or others, we know Reiki will automatically start to flow through us as Reiki practitioners. We can channel or focus the Reiki energy by either placing our hands on or above ourselves or somebody else. One of the most exciting things about becoming a Reiki 2 practitioner is we now move into a whole new realm of Reiki, where the restrictions of time, space and distance no longer exist. We have the power, tools and techniques as advanced practitioners to send Reiki to a person, a group, or even a whole country or continent, even if we're located on the other side of the world. In fact, we can now channel Reiki to the past, present, or a future event or situation. In this lesson, we're going to discuss some of the different situations where you may want to or be required to send distant Reiki using the methods you'd learnt in the previous lessons. Just imagine how exciting, rewarding, cathartic, and possibly even life-changing it could be to be able to send Reiki to every corner of the planet, to your own or others' past, present, and future, to heal people, events, places, and things. Send Reiki distantly to people. The majority of distant Reiki healing sessions will involve you sending Reiki to another person over either a short or long distance. The recipient may be at their home or in a hospital or another country suffering from an illness, or they may simply be in need of an energy boost or some relief from a stressful situation. The distance doesn't matter. It could be a mile away or 12,000 miles away on the other side of the world, because Reiki can transcend any distance. When you send distant Reiki, you can also set the time it is received. For example, say you live in the UK and you wish to send Reiki to a relative in Australia. It could be a Monday morning in the UK, say 8 AM GMT, and you know your relative is going into hospital for an operation the next day, Tuesday morning at 10 AM Australian local time. With the time difference, you will be in bed or too tired or concerned to send Reiki in the middle of the night. The solution is simple with distant Reiki. You can sit down before the event, say the surgery, when you are relaxed and able to focus, and simply ask the power and wisdom of Reiki, harnessing the power of the Honsha Seishonen symbol, to deliver Reiki to your relative at the time of the operation. In this way, you combine features of crossing both time and space during the distance Reiki session. Send Reiki to the future. Reiki can be sent into the future ahead of time to important events such as a wedding, a driving test, exams, competitions, job interviews, doctor or dental appointments, etc. Because you may not always be available at a particular time to send Reiki to someone, or even yourself, this technique is a wonderful way to ensure that the power of Reiki is flowing at that special event to help you or the recipient, should it be for their or your higher good. When you send the Reiki, you can state the time and place and person who is to receive the Reiki, and the situation if you know that information. For example, if you wanted to send Reiki to your teenage daughter, who was about to sit a number of important exams over a period of 3 weeks, so she could get the results she required for entrance into her chosen college or university, you could use her printed copy of the exam timetable and a photo of your daughter as the surrogate. Place the surrogate items in your hands. Visualize a Reiki sandwich on the documents and state something like, I ask that the power and wisdom of Reiki is in and around my daughter, insert her name, as she sits and takes the following examinations, insert the dates and times of each exam. At her, insert the name of the school. High school located at, insert the address of the school. I ask that the loving, healing light of Reiki brings calm, clarity and focus to her so she can achieve her desired examination results and gain access to, insert name of her desired college or university. I also ask that Reiki envelops her with a bubble of healing white light, protecting her from the negative energy of any fellow students in and around her in the examination room. It is important to point out in the above example, the daughter would still have needed to revise and prepare properly for the examinations. Reiki will of course bring calm and focus and the correct state of mind to the daughter, but it won't answer the questions for her. Send Reiki to the past. The ability to send Reiki healing backwards in time allows you to help heal previous events, experiences, and situations. Of course, sending Reiki back along a person's timeline will not change history, but you can heal what results from it. People tend to hold on to their past experiences, both good and bad. Much of the healing done in the present time or now is actually healing the baggage carried forward from the past. For example, suppose you've been suffering for years from a pain in your knee from a past sporting injury. You can return to the scene of the break or accident in your imagination and send Reiki to yourself. Doing so requires good use of imagination and visualization. Set your clear intentions for the specific past experience or time period you want to focus on for the Reiki session. Remember, you can send Reiki to a single moment in time, the moment you were born, or to a period of time, the 2 weeks your grandmother was in hospital. Send Reiki to yourself. You can use distant Reiki in your own life and on yourself in a number of ways, including your past. Send Reiki back along your timeline, your past, to events or situations where you experience pain or suffering, or even a breakup or loss. Sending healing Reiki energy to those trying times in the past can bring relief and remove any blockages that may be affecting you now in the present. Healing the past can be both cathartic and liberating, and open up a whole new brighter future for you. If you're going to work on past events, remember the box of tissues, as you may stir up emotions and begin to cry as part of the process. You're present. You could be tired, run down, and in need of an energy boost. Take a break, maybe even meditate for a few minutes, and send Reiki to yourself by imagining yourself in your mind's eye. See yourself sending Reiki to yourself, and then see and experience the beautiful healing white light of Reiki energy as it envelops your whole body, entering your crown chakra and bathing every muscle, cell, tissue and organ of your body with the healing, loving light of Reiki. Your future. Send Reiki to your future self. Go one day, a week, a month, or even years into your future. Think of a certain upcoming event in the future, such as a vacation, retirement, wedding, or just send to the future with no event or time frame in mind, asking Reiki to guide you in your future Reiki practice so you can attract success and happiness to yourself. Sometimes when you send Reiki to yourself in the past, present or future, you will receive a message, an acknowledgement or validation. This may manifest in a positive sound or voice in your head, an image or a successful conclusion to the reason why you sent Reiki to the event or situation, or you may notice or sense a new feeling of calm or positivity. You can use any technique on yourself. In fact, it's best to put yourself first in order to learn and practice any technique, but also so that you gain the benefits of Reiki healing. Send Reiki to places, situations, and world events or disasters. Reiki can be sent to any place, situation, event or disaster area anywhere in the world. Reiki can be sent, for example, you can send Reiki distant healing energy to Mother Earth, which is itself receptive to healing. Hardly a week goes by without some form of disaster being beamed into our homes via 24-hour news channels, with images of natural events that harm the earth, including tropical storms, tsunamis, fires, volcanoes and earthquakes, as well as man-made disasters like forest fires, unnecessary pollution, destruction of rainforests and delicate ecosystems, or the illegal poaching of endangered wildlife or whaling. Mother Earth provides us with every basic need we have for sustenance. It is only right that we treat this wonderful planet of ours with love and respect. So when you can, consider giving something back by sending Reiki healing to the Earth. You can send Reiki to specific places on Earth, such as a continent, ocean, forest, or wherever you are drawn to send the energy. You can also help to heal conflicts and major accidents or mindless attacks, such as the following: road, rail, or air traffic accidents. Next time you hear of an accident or pass an accident on the road, you can send Reiki to all the people involved. War zones. Send Reiki to all the victims of war with the intention of bringing about a peaceful resolution and reconciliation. Terrorist attacks. Unfortunately, we share the planet with some mindless groups and individuals who have warped senses of reality. Send Reiki to the victims and the relatives and friends of all mindless terrorist attacks. Political situations. During contentious elections or meetings of powerful groups that can have an impact on millions of people, or even the world like the G8 or the UN, you can send Reiki so that the differences among political parties or different ideologies are healed and decisions are made that benefit the higher good of all humanity. When you send Reiki to any of these events listed above, you will use the same techniques you use in any other distant Reiki healing session. It would be impossible to get permission from everyone involved in such an event or situation. So to preserve your integrity and ethical standpoint about only sending Reiki if you are asked or have received permission to do so, you can intend that Reiki go to all who want it. You're not sending Reiki to any particular individual, but making this healing energy available to those who need it most. If you want to practice sending distant Reiki and don't know where to start, just open the newspaper or turn on a TV news program. You will unfortunately be able to find lots of candidates to practice on. Send Reiki to multiple people, events and situations. As your Reiki practice develops and you become busier with more Reiki treatments, workshops or requests for distant healing, you will need to find creative ways to juggle the workload. One of the ways you can save time while still providing great service to your clients is to send healing regularly to multiple people and/or events and situations. For example, you may have several clients overseas who want you to send Reiki to them every day for a month, plus others asking you to send Reiki to events in the future like weddings, etc. Obviously, it would be difficult and too time-consuming to provide this service to everyone at separate times, so you will need to combine several requests together and send Reiki to all of them at the same time. It's a bit like typing up and sending an email to one client. and then retyping the same notes and sending that to the second client and repeating the process for multiple clients. It could take you all day. As a time saver, you could simply create a generic email, use mail merge software, or use the CC, the carbon copy function on your email client, and in one go send multiple emails to clients all over the world at the same time, saving you lots of effort and work, while at the same time providing the information to all of your clients. A definite win-win. Sending Reiki to multiple clients is exactly the same thing. You get to help more people while at the same time being able to manage your time. A win-win. You can send distant Reiki to lots of people, events, etc. in a number of creative ways, including a Reiki box. Write down the names of the people or situations you are sending healing to, including any times and dates, and put the card or paper with the names into a box along with any photographs if applicable. Reiki the box regularly and send Reiki to all requests inside the box. Please note that you can use a ceramic bowl or any other object as long as it's intended for Reiki. We use a special wooden box that is easy to hold in both hands and is filled at the bottom of the box with crystals. Keep the healing box in a special place. Consider surrounding it with crystals. Try to set aside a set time every day to send Reiki to the people, events, etc. stored within the healing box. You will find many of your requests for healing stay in there for a few weeks, while others will stay there forever. Remember to include your own wishes, challenges, any personal goals you are working on, any physical issues you are addressing for yourself, etc. Also, not to be forgotten are family members and friends who are ill or otherwise challenged in life, and who could sure use a Reiki energy boost. Every day or so, read through all the cards in the box and send distant Reiki energy to all the people inside it, all at once, to help them heal. As you hear back from people with their healing progress, and using your own intuition, remove some of the cards once Reiki has completed its work. Crystal grid. You charge the crystals with Reiki energy and place them in a set pattern and with a specific intention. Crystals are used to enhance the energy sent at a distance. Boards with photos and names of people to be healed. Use a bulletin board or any other type of surface where you can attach the names or photos of people requesting Reiki. You can beam the energy to the request on the board. Finally, remember to share your distant healing experiences with the recipients if appropriate. Many of your clients could benefit from any insights or intuitive information you've received from the distant healing session. You can also benefit from any feedback the recipient gives you on their experience. It could help you fine-tune what you do and the type of technique that works best for you. As with all things Reiki, the key to success is your intention.